Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So in today's success story session, we have with us Mr. Roshan, who has cleared the SEBI Grade A in his first attempt in 2022. He has just cleared his integrated MTech. He has just passed his MTech in integrated MTech in 2021. So he is a fresher who has cleared the SEBI Grade A. He is from the engineering background, so he didn't have the commerce background. So I know that many of the students think that only the commerce students can clear the SEBI Grade A general stream, but he is the live example in front of us that has cleared the SEBI Grade A, the general stream, from engineering background. He has the engineering background from the IIT Kharagpur. So let's understand more about his background from him, such a young aspirant that has cleared SEBI Grade A and has become an officer. So hello, Mr. Roshan. Congratulations. Heartiest congratulations to you.
Hello, Kritika. Thanks for having me. I'm really grateful to the whole EduTap team
Oh,
in
thank you
this
so
successful
much.
journey of mine.
Thank you so much. That's really nice to hear. So can we know a little about your background from you, about your education background?
So I have done my graduation from IIT Kharagpur, and I also worked in a logistic company for 1.5 months. And my father is a gardener, and my mother is a homemaker, and I have a younger sister.
Oh, okay. So it was like you cleared your bachelor's and the master's and integrated master's in 2021, and you
Yes.
prepared for you worked for 4 months. After that, you started preparing for you cleared in 2022. You cleared SEBI Grade A. So it was your first attempt. You were like a fresher. So what was your source for the preparation? Like which sources you followed?
So I completely relied on EduTap material. So I took this subscription course, and then I just stick to that video lectures and the PDFs. And
Yeah.
for phase one and phase two.
Okay. Okay. So really nice to hear that. And so coming from the engineering background, were you not afraid going into a stream that was mainly we can say most of the subjects are from commerce, like commerce accountancy, costing, companies law. So you were not afraid about it and it's economics.
So I have interest in economics and finance,
Yeah.
but I did not have much information about the commerce and accountancy and the costing part. So for these subjects, I think EduTap played a very important role. Like the for management part, Ankit sir's videos was quite helpful for me. Like I got the conceptual clarity, both factual and conceptual clarity. And if we consider this year's exam, and so lots of questions from management was conceptually based.
Yeah.
So one should have good conceptual clarity over those concepts.
Yeah.
So, and for commerce and accountancy, like for this subject also, I watched all the lecture videos and the PDF, and I also upload the PDFs.
Yeah.
So for costing and accountancy and management, so these were three subjects where I was little nervous.
Yeah.
So, but when I watched all the lectures, so I got the confidence. Okay, so I could handle these subjects.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a big leap from engineering to the SEBI Grade A, because those two are very different fields. Okay. So
Right.
how did you take that leap of faith, I can say?
So during my graduation, I had interest in finance field. So when I was preparing for my placements, I solely targeted those companies who are looking for candidates who are fintech based companies.
Yeah.
Let's say JP Morgan and ICI and all these companies. But unfortunately, I could not make it to them.
Hmm.
So, and I got placed in a logistic company.
Hmm.
So after my graduation, I worked there for 1.5 months. But I did not feel that connection because I have interest in finance, and
Yeah.
so then I resigned, and then I started preparing for SEBI.
So we can say, fortunately,
SEBI,
you didn't get
SEBI,
into jargon.
yeah, SEBI and RBI.
Yeah.
So I was preparing for both these two regulatory bodies,
Yeah.
SEBI and RBI.
And how did you came to know about SEBI?
So so like when so there so I have some friends who so who have idea about the RBI and SEBI. So and they knew this thing that I'm not, so I am going to join government organizations vis-a-vis the private organization. So that is why, so they told me about these two organizations that you can target, and these are very good reputed organizations. So so from
Yeah.
there I came to know about these two bodies.
Okay, so coming from a non-commerce background and coming to this exam, SEBI Grade A, and clearing this exam, so how are you feeling now? Relieved, confident?
Yes, a mix of both. Like I cannot describe in words. Like
Yeah,
at very such a young age, like
yeah,
joining a very reputed organization, it's it in itself a dream comes to a case. Like, so I'm
yeah.
really, I'm feeling over the moon, like kind of
And
thing.
let me tell my audience, let me tell the aspirants, he is only 21 years old. He just has cleared in 2021. He has just cleared the his MTech, like integrated MTech, and he's like only 21 years old, and he cleared SEBI Grade A. So of course, you should be over the moon. You should be like very, very happy, and you should be very like proud on yourself. So really nice to talk with such young people that have such like big charm, and so proud of you. So that is really nice to talk to you. Now, like especially for the non-commerce background, we will be understanding your strategy because you didn't
Okay.
have any background from that. So we will be talking about phase one first, then we will go to the phase two, and then we will talk about the interview, that how you manage the interview.
Okay.
So like starting with phase one, like paper one, talking about paper one, it has quant, reasoning, English, and GA.
Yes,
So
right.
what was your cumulative strategy? Because it was like cumulative it is.
So like being from a engineering background, so I did not have much problem in quant reasoning and English.
Yeah.
So I was like kind of confident in these, like in paper one, that I, so because इसमें आपको 30% मार्क्स लेके आने क्वालिफाई करने के लिए. So I was kind of sure that I could manage, these number of marks. So I did not give much time for paper one, but coming to the paper two, so like when notification came, so I went through the notification and understand the syllabus quite exhaustively. Okay, so these are the subjects, and on those subjects also I analyze, what are my weaker point and stronger point. So after going through the notification, I content like which sources I should follow. So then I watched some random videos on YouTube, and then I came to know about the EduTap platform. And so from there, then I decided, okay, so I I would be joining this platform, and I'm going to stick to this particular content platform, like because अभी market में बहुत सारा information है.
True.
And and always ये feeling होता है FOMO वाला, fear of missing out, कि आप यहाँ से भी पढ़ लो, वहाँ से भी पढ़ लो, एक ही concept को different जगह से.
True.
So and since I did not have much time, so then I decided, okay, I'm going to stick with this one particular source. And so then I took the subscription and watched the lecture videos and the PD, and also go through the PDFs.
Okay.
So my strategy for, because since in phase one you just have to score 40% marks
30%. Yeah.
overall, cumulatively you just have to score 40.
Hmm.
Okay, so then accordingly I prepared, because in since I did not have much time, so I thought I should focus more on those subjects which are easy to understand and which you can complete in very less time.
Yeah. For paper two, you have to score 40 marks. So you only focused on the subjects that you thought that you have the strong hand, like
Yeah,
rather than commerce and accountancy, like you were talking before, that you do not have much coverage regarding that or lineage to regarding that. So you focused on your strength parts, that you have to first clear the phase one. So you
yeah.
focused on the subjects that you think that will be easier for you to understand. So that's really nice to hear. So which subjects did you focus on in phase one, for the phase one?
So, so So during phase one, I focused on economics, management, finance, and the and finance and management, and the other one is the costing.
Okay.
So I left the commerce and accountancy because it was a bulky subject, and one should have a good command over it. Like, and it takes time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to get the conceptual clarity. So that is why I left this subject for phase two. If I cleared the phase one, then during that period, I would complete it.
Okay.
So
And
that
like,
was my strategy for phase one.
and like the subjects that you are talking about, so did you do it holistically, like deeper coverage, or you thought that only for phase one you are studying and then for phase two you will study again the economics, the finance and management, or did you do the deeper study?
So like my plan was like, so first I start preparing the management subject because it was easy to understand, and once you get the conceptual clarity, then you don't have to remember much things, and you don't have to do multiple revisions. Once you go through the lecture videos, you can start solving the MCQs.
Yeah.
And in economics, I have, because during my graduation I studied subjects like microeconomics, macroeconomics, and Indian economics.
Yeah.
So I had some idea about economics.
Yeah. Okay.
So so after management I focused on economics, and then costing, and then finance.
Okay.
So, and I did not do the, so I was focused more on covering the width of the subject,
Okay.
not going into the depth of the subject.
Yes. Yeah, it's a general stream. So I
Yeah,
think the wider coverage gives you more chances of at least understanding the question and then like giving the answers and all.
right, right, right.
Yeah. So starting with like management. So management, it in this year it was like quite tricky. Management was. So how did you handle that? Like the pressure during the exam?
So compared to last year, this year's management questions were conceptually based questions.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
should have holistic understanding about the topics. So I
Yes.
think for management, I think Anchit sir's videos was quite helpful. These are very quite, you know, holistic videos, I would say, because once you go through those videos, you can handle any kind of questions, be it factual, analytical, conceptual. You can so, and like in right now I'm giving this interview because like I personally feel in both phase one and phase two, I attempted all the management questions, and as far as I know, like most of them were right.
Mm.
So those videos quite helpful. Like I would advise all the aspirants that these like and these are sufficient enough. Like you don't have to look for other sources.
Yes.
So
And now coming to the economics, like from law of demand to going to the ISLM model, it's like a big jump from the SEBI side. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in if we see the previous year papers, it was like quite easy economics, like they were throwing marks at you. But now
yeah, yeah.
in this year, it was like like such big questions they were asking, such typical questions. So how did you handle that, the pressure?
So like I had decent command over macroeconomics, but in microeconomics, so again, because in microeconomics there are lots of technical terms and all these things. So for that, the 40-day achievers program,
Hmm.
the EduTap program. What I did, I went through your lecture videos which you took, so during 40 days
Yeah, yeah,
achiever
yeah,
program,
yeah.
and so in economics I did the reverse engineering.
Okay.
So what I did, I first went through your videos,
Okay.
and then let's say if I could not understand any topics,
Hmm.
then I watched the lecture videos
Hmm.
which have been given in the course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that was my strategy for economics, because I had this feeling that I could manage the economics,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
so in economics, so your lecture videos were quite helpful, but
Okay, thank you so much. Means
and
I was
those,
providing the MCQs, I guess. So
yeah,
through
yeah, yeah.
MCQs, I was
Yes, yes.
trying to teach. Yeah, it was like only MCQs that we like in the Achievers batch. It was mostly MCQs and a little theory. So yeah, okay, understood.
Uh,
So
so like
you,
so like once you MCQs lecture videos,
Yeah.
so once you cover those lecture videos, you got the holistic understanding of
Yeah.
the topics,
Yeah.
and you know where you stand and what topics you need to read. And so I think that is why, like, I personally feel those 40 days achievers program was, you know in very short span of time, you can get the hold over the whole syllabus, and then you can you know pinpoint which topic you need to give more time, and
Yes.
where you feel more confident, where you feel where you
Yeah.
don't feel more confident, so
Yeah.
that
So
evaluation could be done
yeah.
more easily after.
Yeah. Really thankful. I'm really thankful that you, and I'm really happy that you found the lectures really helpful. And it was like we were trying to give the whole coverage of the syllabus so that at least you can know what are the important concepts. And from ISLM, I was like pinpointing that ISLM is important, and students were
Yeah.
saying, no, it will be easy. It will be like, and then I was like, okay, the ISLM came in the exam then. So at least the lectures might have provided something, some background. So I'm happy about that also. So okay, so coming to finance now, like finance and management, finance was quite easy, as I heard that easy to moderate it was.
Yeah. So in finance, so basically, so I went through the last year paper,
Mhm.
and so then because in one thing which most of the candidates you know won't do, like, they start reading the finance and they went into the depth,
Hmm.
because
True.
and they do not focus on covering the topics at wider level.
True.
So my plan was that first I would ensure that I should cover, should go through the whole subject. And let's say, for example, bonds. So
Hmm.
in bonds topic, I go through the basic, bonds definition and the relations
Yeah.
between the interest rate and all that.
Yeah.
And then I move on to the next topic. Then I studied that topic. So once I covered the whole subject, then I gave some mock tests.
Hmm.
So I also joined the 5,000 MCQ
Yeah.
course.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
So I gave the mock test,
Hmm.
and then so when I analyze my score, and then I go through the PDFs of
Yeah.
MC with the finance, and then I went. So it's a mix of both reverse engineering and
Hmm.
I would say that I laboriously did not read these topics and
Yeah.
PDF, because finance is a very big topic, and
Yeah.
it's a quite lengthy topic.
Mm, true. If you go too much in depth, you will just get jumbled up into
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
same topic again and again. That's true. So your focus was in finance was to cover the wider concepts and just do not go in too much in depth. Just learn what has been taught to you, and that's it. That's really nice. As well as you talked about the EduTap 5,000 MCQs also. So that means like MCQs. What do you think that how important the mock test or how important the MCQs are, or you just think that doing the theory will be enough, like reading the PDFs and all?
So, like, through mock tests, you could analyze your like level of understanding.
Hmm. True.
Like, did you get the conceptual clarity or not? Like, so my plan has always been that I first go through the theory part,
Yeah.
then I gave the mock test, so as to understand, like, how effectively I studied that subject or not. And then again I went through the theory portion.
Okay.
So study, mock test, study. So that has been my
Yeah.
cycle for revision, because
Okay.
through mock test you also get the confidence. Okay,
Mhm.
you have studied the subject quite holistically.
Yeah.
And so I think mock tests are very, like, essential. One should
Mm.
give mock tests.
Yeah.
Only then you can analyze your where you are standing in.
Yeah.
And so
Yes.
so mock tests
So
are very
yes,
essential.
Yeah. So as Mr. Roshan has said, and as we have understood, that mock tests are very important. MCQs are very important. Means how will you know that how much you have understood? By giving the MCQs, by understanding that, okay, here you are lacking and here you are good at. Okay. So that's
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
nice advice that you have given, that, okay, go through the PDFs, go through the theory and all, but then do the MCQs also, do the mock test also at a length, so that you have the understanding that how much you know, how much you have to cover. You get the
Right.
confidence and everything, as well as the wrong questions usually get right in the exam. You have the clarity then of the concepts. So now coming to the, like, we have talked about finance management, let's talk about the costing, that also have numericals. So like, you didn't cover the commerce and
Yes, yes,
accountancy for the
yes.
phase 1, but you covered costing. So how did you handle the numericals of the
Yes, yes.
costing?
So I went through the, so again, for costing, I went through the lecture videos, and so when any numerical portion came, I studied that portion through lectures, and then I practiced numericals.
Okay.
And I also practiced last previous year's numericals. So last year they asked some questions from costing, so I also solved them. So, and in costing, I did not, I, because in costing, numericals were not that hard. Once you get the understanding, they could be handled very easily
Yeah.
as compared to the commerce and
Commerce and
accountancy.
accountancy. Yeah. So okay.
So, that is why that was my strategy. Like, I went through the lectures, then I solved the MCQs
MCQs.
through mock tests, 5,000 MCQs through.
Okay, that's nice. Many of this, like many of the people say that you can leave numericals if you are not comfortable in that. So
No, you
according to you,
won't.
you shouldn't. At least the easy ones you should try. And in, like, in
Yeah,
numericals, they are usually easy if you understand the concept, especially of costing. I won't say anything about commerce and accountancy, because yeah, the numericals of commerce and
yeah,
accountancy
yeah,
were
yeah.
quite
Like,
tough.
that, in costing, numericals are easy to handle vis-a-vis the commerce and accountancy.
Yeah, true. Now coming to the companies law. So did you study companies law for the phase 1 or you didn't?
So I studied the company's law for phase one.
Okay.
So again, so in company's law, I went through the lecture videos. I made my own notes for company's law. So because I knew that it's a quite scoring subject. If
True.
once you go through the videos, and if you prepare some crisp notes,
Yeah.
then, and you revise it multiple times, then you could easily score good marks, because questions from this subject are factual in nature. So, and so during my phase one preparation, I completed the lectures, but I made my own notes during the phase two preparation.
Okay, so for companies law, you think that making your own notes is very crucial because it is like more theoretical. You have to
Yeah.
remember a lot of things. So, what was your revision strategy also for the companies law? Because of course, revision is a must in such a theoretical subject.
So during phase one, company's law was the last subjects to
Okay.
prepare, because I knew if I before 2 3 days before the exam, I go through the subject, then I could remember
Remember,
the
yeah.
some factual
Yeah.
data. So, but after phase one, I again watched lecture videos, at
Low.
1.5 speed, and I also made these short notes.
Okay.
So once I done with that, so I revised it multiple times. I revised it multiple times. So, and because once you prepare the own notes, you can revise it in very 2 3 hours through whole
Yeah.
company's book.
Okay. So we have understood the strategy from Mr. Roshan about the management, finance, economics, costing, companies law, that how you can go through the theory, you can go through the notes and everything. And then you have to try the MCQs to understand how much you know. As well as
Yes.
in theoretical subjects, you have to make your own notes so that you can remember what you have written. So now coming to the phase two, we have understood the strategy for the 5 subjects. Did you go too much in depth for the phase two, or you only revised what you have already learned for till the phase one?
So for phase two, I first, after phase one over, once phase one over is over, so I went through the commerce and accountancy,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I knew that it has a good weightage
Weightage. Yeah.
in exams. So I cannot leave this subject. So I went to the whole subject. I
Hmm.
watched the lecture videos, and also like companies law and the commerce and accountancy. So
Yeah.
there are some overlapping.
Hmm.
So I went through the commerce and accountancy, and I also solved some numericals through MCQs.
Yeah.
And for other subjects, I just revised them multiple times and gave mock. I tried to so I tried to solve all the 5,000 MCQs through this.
Okay.
I gave more focus on solving MCQs and less on like studying new topics and new things.
Okay.
So during my phase two preparation, it was like giving mock test and then revision, and mock test and revision.
Okay. And like for commerce and accountancy, like the numericals of this time was quite hard, we can say.
Yeah.
And so how did you manage the questions? How did you understood the questions and understood the numericals? How did you manage the numericals?
Just
Yeah, yeah, no problem at all.
so for commerce and accountancy, so what I did, so I watched the lecture videos.
Hmm.
So again, the lectures on commerce and accountancy was quite helpful for me, because they are very holistic in nature. You
Yeah.
know, sir take examples, so they make you understand through examples.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
So again, the strategy was like understanding the concept,
Concept.
then then attempting questions mocks. You can, so if you want to
Hmm.
attempt more number of questions, you can just google some questions on commerce and account and commerce and
Hmm.
accountancy. So questions, so through that you can solve more number of questions.
Okay. So that
So
is practice is the key in commerce and
practice.
accountancy. The more you practice, the more you will be able to handle the harder questions also. So here
Yeah.
is a question in the live chat from Harshita, that how to increase the number of the questions that she can take, she can do in the exam. So how can you
so
increase
like
the
my
question?
हाँ सो मेरी स्ट्रैटेजी क्या थी फेज टू में, जब मैं अटेम्प्ट कर रहा था, क्योंकि पेपर काफी लेंदी था फेज टू का। और मुझे ये पता था कि सारे क्वेश्चंस इक्वल मार्क्स के हैं।
Hmm.
सो इनिशियली मैंने क्या किया कि जितने भी क्वेश्चन थ्योरेटिकल वाले थे,
Hmm.
जहाँ पे आपको ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा सॉल्व करने में, तो मैंने पहले उनको अटेम्प्ट किया।
Yeah.
जितने भी न्यूमेरिकल्स क्वेश्चन थे उनको मैंने लास्ट के लिए रखा।
Okay.
सो
Okay.
फर्स्ट आई कंप्लीटेड ऑल दी
Theoretical ones.
questions which are based on concepts or theoretical in nature. So I completed them, and then in the remaining time, then I solved the numericals. In numericals also, like I felt more confident in costing, so I attempted them first, and then moved to the commerce and accountancy.
Okay. So it was like you have to read through the paper, and then you have to decide
Yeah,
that first I have to attempt these questions and then go to the harder ones. Just going directly to the harder ones or taking it on yourself that I will solve this, that won't help you. So yes, that is a very good strategy that you have told the new aspirants. As well as now, like we have understood the strategy for all the subjects, for phase one, for phase two. Now coming to the descriptive English, that is the other section for the phase two. So did you practice a lot for the descriptive English? You had less time for the SEBI, so
so like for descriptive, so I have a habit of reading the newspaper, so
yeah.
I have been reading newspaper through my college days. So so I think that has helped me a lot in descriptive paper.
Yeah.
So I went through some videos on YouTube कि how to attempt the descriptive paper, you know, and how one should write essay in 200 words. And so I went through those videos and then I give one mock test. So then I feel that I could handle the descriptive paper. So because in descriptive paper one should, you know, keep in mind that, you know, you have to, you know, finish the paper. Like you cannot like you cannot say like I'm going to attempt on the essay and the comprehension and going to leave the plus C. So my focus was that I like मैं ऐसे अगर 250 वर्ड का तो मैं उसको 200 वर्ड्स में लिख के छोड़ दूंगा.
Yes.
बट मैं सारे क्वेश्चंस को अटेम्प्ट करूंगा.
Yeah, that is a very good strategy. Like you have to attempt the questions because they all carry the marks. So even if like they won't see too much, if you are writing really nicely, they will give you the same marks as someone that is writing 250 and not writing very well. So it's like you have to attempt all the questions that carry like good weightage. So now I think we have all got the strategy for all the subjects and all. So we can move to the interview part. So coming to the interview section, like how was the panel for you? You liked like the panel was cordial, the panel was very strict. You are from the engineering background, so what did kind of questions did they ask? You are very young also.
So in my case, the interview was on expected lines because I knew that what kind of questions they are going to ask me.
Yeah.
And panel was quite cordial. So like जब मैं अपने resume को prepare कर रहा था, so I took my friend's help. So because मुझे पता था कि they would definitely ask me कि you are just 21, you just graduated last year.
Yeah.
How are you going to cope up with the SEBI's environment? So जब and first question यही था उनका कि जब उन्होंने देखा कि you are very young and you just graduated and why SEBI? So these were some HR questions. So I had already prepared them well. So I answered these questions. And so उनका एक question ये था कि what are you going to bring to the table like if you join the SEBI?
Yeah.
So and I don't have much work experience to show.
Yeah.
Because I worked for 1.5 months. But I did 2 internships at Bosch India and at the RDO.
Okay.
So I told them about these two internships, and I also told them that during my graduation, you know, I got multiple exposures. Like I was a member of my institute's product designing team, hardware modeling team. I was also involved in sports activities and cultural activities.
Yeah.
I also took participates in international competitions.
Yeah.
So मैंने उनको एक holistic answers prepare करके उनको मतलब already मैंने बना रखा था कि मैं उनको ये बोलने वाला हूँ कि just to compensate that कि मेरे पास work experience नहीं है तो ये था. And so during this answer मैंने उनको ये बोल दिया था कि but मेरे को decent knowledge है ये finance की और economics की.
Nice.
तो और मुझे पता था कि वो ये थोड़ा रिस्की आंसर था, बट मुझे पता था कि अगर क्वेश्चंस अगर ब्रॉडर लेवल पे होंगे तो एंड ये भी मुझे आइडिया था कि वो माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स में से क्वेश्चंस नहीं पूछेंगे. अगर इकोनॉमिक्स में क्वेश्चंस भी पूछते हैं तो वो मैक्रो लेवल पे पूछेंगे, वो भी जो करंट में जो चल रहा है. सो यू नो आई इंटेंशनली वांटेड देम टू आस्क क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम दैट कि अभी वो जो इन्फ्लेशन का उस टाइम पे चल रहा था कि यूएस फेड ने रेट हाइक्स कर दिए तो
इंडिया ने भी
and that very same question they asked me in the interview. So one of the panel member was from RBI.
Yeah. Okay.
So उनका क्वेश्चन यही था कि पहला ये था कि भाई आरबीआई का रोल क्या है इंडियन इकोनॉमी में, तो वो उसका मैंने उनको आंसर कर दिया था. फिर उन्होंने नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ये पूछा था कि आरबीआई फॉरेक्स मार्केट में क्यों इंटरवीन करता है. सो व्हाट आर द रीजंस. फिर उसके बाद वो क्वेश्चंस पे उन्होंने पूछा कि सो लेट्स अभी रिसेंटली यूएस फेड ने रेट हाइक कर दिए हैं, कैसे ये बॉन्ड मार्केट को इम्पैक्ट करेगा इंडिया बॉन्ड मार्केट को. सो ये सब क्वेश्चन मैंने ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर कर रखे थे क्योंकि मुझे पता था कि वैसे क्वेश्चन आएगा, और मैंने उनको इंटेंशनली थोड़ा चार्ज अप भी कर दिया था कि वो मुझसे पूछे फाइनेंस एंड इकोनॉमिक्स में क्वेश्चन पूछे. तो सो एक ये सो इसमें एंड बाकी क्वेश्चंस सो एक दो क्वेश्चंस फैक्चुअल थे कि सेबी रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस के बेसिस पे ये बाकी ये क्वेश्चंस थे. So
Yeah. So did you prepare the SEBI like website really well, the circulars and all?
yeah, so during okay, so EduTap has also provided the interview material,
Yeah.
and that has helped me quite a lot.
Yeah.
And so like so in I went through the CB website. So what I did after the phase 2 result, daily I made a plan that I had to go through the website regularly. So went through the website quite holistically. I went through each and every header, and I also prepared some 150 questions
Okay.
from website also, from CV website also. I prepared the website quite holistically.
Okay. Okay, so what we understood from you is that you should have the like your resume is there and they are going to ask the questions on you. So you have to be very well prepared that what you are writing on your resume, and then you should be answerable to that. And then of course the SEBI website is there, that is the SEBI organization, and then you have to have the knowledge about the surroundings also, that about the economy, how it is going, as well as that where your answers also lead the interview, that
Right.
you are giving such particular answer, then the interviewer will cross question about that. So you should be very calm, very confident also, and you should give your answers very thoughtfully, not just anything that you are saying and then they are asking the cross question. So
So
yes.
like मैंने कंचित सर का एक वीडियो देखा था, इसमें उन्होंने बताया था कि आप इंटरव्यू खुद स्टीयर कर सकते हो. आप इस टाइप से आंसर करो कि वो खुद पूछे क्वेश्चंस आपको उन टॉपिक्स पे जिनका आप आंसर करना चाहते हो. तो आई थिंक वो स्ट्रैटेजी मैंने इंटरव्यू थोड़ा यूज किया था कि जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल प्रोडक्ट डिजाइनिंग वाला केस था, तो मुझे पता था कि सीबी प्रोडक्ट डेवलप, जैसे सीबी साथी निकालती है तो उसमें भी प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट होता है. तो उसी चीज को मैंने कंसीडर करके अपने आंसर में उसको मेंशन कर दिया था कि आई वाज अ मेंबर ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूट्स प्रोडक्ट डिजाइनिंग टीम, एंड हमने एक प्रोडक्ट भी डेवलप किया था. तो फिर जब मैंने ये बोला तो उन्होंने पूछा कि क्या प्रोडक्ट था, आपका क्या रोल था उसमें. तो वैसे लाइक यू कैन स्टीयर योर ओन इंटरव्यू, लाइक अगर इफ यू प्रिपेयर it smartly.
Yeah, so you should know about SEBI, that SEBI, what SEBI is doing, then how you are connected with that particular thing, like you developed the product and you knew that you can say that in the SEBI interview because you have already developed that product. So and that helped you in the SEBI because of course the SEBI wants to take such young mind that have something going on. So that is really nice to hear. It was really a nice interview, and now we are at the end of the interview. So for the young aspirants, for the new aspirants, for the freshers that are going to prepare for the SEBI, that are not from the commerce background, like most of the time we get the query that we are not from the commerce background, the CS students are sitting in the exam, they are going to give the exam. It is such a fear that even we as the teachers, as the like educators can feel that okay, yeah, not non-commerce background, they are going to give the exams, so we have to explain in such a manner. So, and you clearing it is a big inspiration for all the freshers. I can feel that. So, any message for the new aspirants, for the young aspirants?
So, like, first to accept the fact, okay, उनको एडवांटेज है जिन्होंने बीकॉम एमकॉम कर रखा है. फर्स्ट वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट द फैक्ट उनको थोड़ा एडवांटेज है. बट जो सीबी की डिमांड है, लाइक व्हाट आई एक्सपीरियंस है, व्हाट आई ऑब्जर्व दैट कि उनका जो डिमांड है और जो सब्जेक्ट्स उन्होंने एनलिस्ट कर रखे हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि उनको प्रिपेयर करने में आपको टाइम लगेगा. लाइक व्हाट आई फील कि आपके कंटेंट बहुत मैटर करता है कि आप व्हाट कंटेंट यू फॉलो, बिकॉज बहुत जरूरी है. सो लाइक और दूसरा ये कि अगर आपको एक फिक्स, अगर आपने सोर्सेस फिक्स कर लिया है कि आई एम गोइंग टू फॉलो दिस पर्टिकुलर प्लेटफॉर्म और दिस पर्टिकुलर नोट्स, यू हैव टू स्टिक विद इट. आपको वो फॉर्मो नहीं आना चाहिए. यूजुअली क्या होता है कि हम बहुत सारा कंटेंट डाउनलोड कर लेते हैं, वो क्योंकि फ्रीली बहुत अवेलेबल रहता है, वो सब कर लेते हैं और एक फॉर्म हो जाता है कि चलो इसमें भी, इससे भी पढ़ लिया है, अब इससे भी पढ़ लेते हैं. उससे क्या है कि आपका कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप नहीं होता, आप अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट रहते हो हमेशा, की वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिल्डअप नहीं होती. तो आई गेस मेरा जो एक्सपीरियंस रहा है कि आपकी कंटेंट, आपके नोट्स बहुत मैटर करते हैं कि क्या आप फॉलो कर रहे हो, और साथ में आपको एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए कि इनकी डिमांड क्या, एग्जाम की डिमांड क्या है। लाइक आपको एक्सपर्ट नहीं बनना है वहाँ पे,
Yeah.
आपको जस्ट बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप करनी है डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स की भाई। सो आई गेस वो एक चीज यूजुअली स्टूडेंट्स उस चीज को कंसिडर नहीं करते हैं, वो पढ़ना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं और एक सोर्सेज को फॉलो किया, उसमें डेप्थ में चले गए
Yeah.
विदाउट लुकिंग एट द प्रीवियस ईयर्स पेपर्स एंड व्हाट सीबी इज लुकिंग फॉर। सो आई थिंक वो एक बहुत क्रूशियल है, बिकॉज
Yes.
ऐसा नहीं है कि ये कोई सिविल सर्विसेज का एग्जाम है कि आपको एक साल की प्रिपरेशन चाहिए होगी इसको पढ़ने के लिए। अगर आप बहुत स्मार्टली मैनेज करोगे तो 3-4 मंथ्स सफिशिएंट, लाइक आप उसमें अच्छे से प्रेप कर सकते हो। तो आई गेस वही एक मैसेज रहेगा कि आप स्मार्टली अपनी प्रिपरेशन को स्ट्रेटेजाइज करो और एक सोर्सेज फिक्स रखो एंड देन यू नो हैव फेथ इन योरसेल्फ कि
Yeah.
भाई निकाल सकते हैं। ऐसा नहीं कि वो कॉमर्स के हैं तो उनको एडवांटेज हो, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा एडवांटेज अगर आप इंजीनियरिंग बैकग्राउंड से हो तो आपको एडवांटेज इसमें मिल जाएगा कि क्वांटिटीज में आपको पढ़ना नहीं पड़ेगा, आपको टाइम इतना डिवोट नहीं करना पड़ेगा,
Yeah.
उनको टाइम डिवोट करना पड़ेगा जो एमकॉम जिन्होंने कर रखा है।
True.
So,
Yeah, really nice to hear such words, such a polite gentleman you are, such a polite words, such clear mindset. Of course, we can see that how you cleared SEBI. And yes, last thing that you said that about following the same, like one set you have to follow, like one course you have to follow,
yeah,
one section you have to follow. Otherwise, you will keep on searching and the data will keep on coming. The theory will keep on expanding. So you do not have to go, like it's a general stream for everyone, it is open, like for engineering students also. So of course they won't ask anything that is too much irrelevant, that is too much like expert level. So you have to be very precise what you are studying, and you do not have to become a PhD scholar or the expert, just have to clear the exam. So you have to be very focused, and we can see that anyone can clear the exam, like Mr. Roshan has cleared it. And thank you so much, Mr. Roshan, for such a good interview, such a great interview. I really enjoyed hearing from you, and I must say that the aspirants, that the new freshers will have gotten a like positive energy from you. So that was like
yeah,
a really nice. Thank you so much
it's
for
my
coming.
pleasure.
Yeah, and thank you so
Welcome,
much for your
welcome.
kind words for us for the EduTap also. Thank you so much,
And
sir.
I'm very grateful to the whole EduTap team. Without this, it would have not been possible for me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Roshan. Thank you. And now we are coming to the end. I will be closing this session. And it was really nice talking with Mr. Roshan. And I hope that you must have learned something great from him. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so the live stream has ended. Thank you so much.